Hi everyone! Today's video is all about the most epic Alberta and Banff trip ever. We went there at the end of September and let me tell you, it was a blast. I documented every single day of our adventure on my channel, but now I'm here to share with you all of our insider tips and tricks with you. Get ready to take notes because I'm going to break down everything you need to know to make your own trip just as successful as ours was. I'll even give you the lowdown on the cost of the hotels and attractions, plus where we found the best affordable lodging. And of course, I'll be sharing all the must-see sites and must-do activities in each of the 4 cities we visited: Calgary, Banff, Lake Louise, and Jasper. If you're only interested in one of these cities, don't worry, I've included timestamps below so you can skip straight to the good stuff. First up, let's talk car rentals. We snagged an incredible deal with Thrifty Car Rental, getting a car for a mere $685 for 8 whole days. You don't have to break the bank to cruise around. And here's a pro tip: book your rental in advance like we did, 3 months in advance to get the best deal. Trust us, waiting until the last minute will only result in a painful price hike. Gas prices won't break the bank either. We drove all over for 8 days and only spent $200 on gas. Now let's talk lodging. We kicked off our adventure at the Cocky Crane Rocky View Hotel, located perfectly between Calgary and Banff, just 30 minutes to Calgary and 1 hour to Banff. We spent 3 nights here for only $250, which is a steal compared to prices you'll find in Banff or nearby Canmore, which is about $300 a night. Plus, this hotel has some serious character, is over 100 years old, and rumored to have paranormal activity. Are you brave enough to spend a night? If you're already in Alberta, Calgary is definitely worth exploring. You can easily cover its main attractions in less than a day. Here are some must-see places. The Peace Bridge. This bridge is more than just a means of crossing the river. Its unique design symbolizes peace and harmony, bringing together people of all backgrounds and beliefs. Its elegant sweeping lines and white color exude serenity and calmness. Additionally, the bridge is environmentally friendly, built with recycled materials, and designed to minimize its impact on the surrounding environment. Prince Island Park, located near the Peace Bridge. This park offers beautiful scenery. But if you're short on time, you can skip it since there are many other breathtaking sights to see. Downtown Calgary. You can park on the street for $2.75 an hour. Exploring the downtown area should only take a couple of hours. Be sure to visit the Devonian Garden, a large indoor park that offers a peaceful oasis in a bustling city. Also, check out the Wonderland sculpture, a 12-meter tall stainless steel mesh head with LED lights inside that serve as a symbol of Calgary's commitment to the arts and culture. Heritage Park. This park is about a 20-minute drive from downtown Calgary and is dedicated to preserving and celebrating Western Canada's history and heritage. Don't miss the Gas Museum, where you'll find vintage automobiles, gas pump, signs, and other automotive memorabilia. The admission is approximately $10. Pioneer Village is another attraction where you can see another 40 restored buildings from various locations throughout Western Canada. We missed out on it because it was closed, but it's definitely worth checking out. Calgary Public Library. After exploring all the must-see spots in Calgary, relax at the library, which is open until late in the evening. Parking is available for $3 an hour. If you're in Alberta, try some exotic meats such as bison, elk, or wild boar at the Big Fish and Open Range restaurant. Be sure to make a reservation ahead of time since it's usually fully booked past 5 p.m. We recommend trying the bison short ribs or wild boar chop. They're priced reasonably compared to other restaurants in the area. Lastly, don't forget to shop at Village Ice Cream, where you'll find artisanal, handcraft ice cream made from high-quality ingredients. Each scoop is made from fresh on-site, ensuring that it's full of flavor. For only $7.50, you can get 2 huge scoops, and it's so delicious that we went back twice. Banff is an incredible destination that can be fully experienced in 2 days. If you're planning a trip, here's how we spent our time in Banff and what we recommend. To start, we purchased the Jasper Ultimate Explorer package for $188, which includes access to all the main attractions. We also separately purchased a $64 Lake Minnewaca cruise. While both the Moraine Lake and Lake Minnewaca cruise are worth doing, we suggest prioritizing the Moraine Lake cruise as it takes you to an island that's otherwise inaccessible. However, Lake Minnewaca offers breathtaking views that make it a must-see destination in itself. It's important to note that there is a $21 daily fee when entering Banff Highway, valid until 4 p.m. the following day. We accidentally purchased this twice, but were able to get a refund. Parking in downtown Banff can be difficult, so plan to arrive early or take bus number 6 from the Minnewaca Lake. The bus costs $2 and only accepts cash, so be sure to bring exact change. While in downtown Banff, we recommend checking out the Bow Falls Trail, which is a 30-minute hike with a gorgeous waterfall viewpoint. From there, take bus number 1 to Banff Gondola, which offers stunning views and boardwalk trail to the Cosmic Ray Station. We spent approximately 2 hours here and highly recommend it over the Jasper Skytrim. When returning to Minnewaca Lake, remember that the last bus number 6 leaves at 8 p.m. on the dot. Overall, we highly recommend these attractions for your first day in Banff. The next day, we drove to downtown Banff super early so we can secure a free parking in the town. We started our day with breakfast at Melissa's Mistake, a highly rated breakfast restaurant that cost us $45 for Benny, pancake, and coffee, which we thought was a good deal. After breakfast, we took bus number 1 from downtown Banff to the hot springs. For just $17, we got a package deal that allowed us access to both the hot springs and the cave-in basin. You can rent towels and a swimsuit for only $2 each. The hot springs provided a relaxing experience with a stunning view of the mountains, and we highly recommend it. We then drove to the cave-in basin, which is just a 10-minute car ride from downtown Banff. Although the cave is relatively small, it was fascinating to explore, and the mineral-rich water in the basin was a unique experience. Next, we headed to Ford for a 2-night stay at Mountain View Cabins. The hotel costed us $232 for both nights, and it was an excellent choice because it was only an hour's drive to Lake Louise and on the way to our next destination, the Columbia Icefield. The starry night sky at the cabin was a sight to behold. The scenic drive to Fort was breathtaking, and we saw the most spectacular views, especially the massive rock that was smoothly split in two. We also made sure to stop at Meadow Viewpoint, where we enjoyed an absolutely stunning view. While in Golden, we skipped the Golden Sky Bridge, which was more geared towards active people who enjoy physical activities like axe throwing, climbing walls, and canyon edge challenge courses. The cost to participate in all the activities was $69. The next stop on our trip is none other than the picturesque Lake Louise, undoubtedly the highlight of our journey and the most unforgettable one for me. However, parking at Lake Louise and Lake Moraine can be a hassle, so I highly recommend taking the shuttle from Lake Louise Ski Resort. Fortunately, there's free parking available at the resort. To save time and hassle, I suggest pre-ordering your tickets for $8, which can grant both access to both lakes. You can find the site to book your tickets in the description box below. For our first stop, we took the early shuttle to Lake Moraine, which is an absolute marvel of nature. The lakeshore hike, which lasts about 1.5 hours, leads you to a little waterfall, and the best part is a relatively easy hike with no elevation. Before leaving Lake Moraine, be sure to check out the trail to Constellation Lake, which is a 30-minute hike. Although the trail is quite popular and crowded, the view from the top is worth the effort. From here, you can get an even more breathtaking view of the lake below. Next, we hop on a shuttle to Lake Louise, which my boyfriend preferred over Lake Moraine, but I personally love Lake Moraine more. The area was quite crowded as expected, and we decided to hike the Lake Agnes Trail, which takes about 3 hours to complete. The goal was to reach the top of the Tea House Cafe and indulge in some snacks. The trail was quite challenging, with constant uphill trekking, but once we reached the Mirror Lake viewpoint, the effort was all worth it. The view was simply breathtaking, especially with the snow adding to the overall experience. We finally arrived at the Tea House Cafe, which had a long lineup. It closes at 3 p.m., so it's best to time yourself properly if you want to dine here. Although the food was a bit mediocre, the experience was still enjoyable. We recommend getting something small and eating elsewhere later, as the prices are quite steep. Lake Louise also offers another trail, the Larch Valley Trail, which is renowned for its large trees that turn a bright golden color. The ideal time to catch this transformation is at the end of September or early October. Unfortunately, we didn't have the time to take this trail as most of the large trees hasn't changed color yet. If you're planning to hike, it's crucial to note that we purchased bear spray and a bear bell. We got ours for $60 non-refundable from Canadian Tire, but we later found out that some stores in downtown Banff rent bear sprays for only $15. We didn't end up using ours, and we had to discard it properly at a fire station. We found that most of the trails we took had a lot of hikers and foot traffic, so we probably didn't need the bear spray. However, if you plan to take the Larch Valley Trail, it's highly recommended that you bring bear spray and travel in groups of 4. On the following day, we embarked on a scenic 2.5-hour drive from Fort to the Columbia Icefield as part of the Jasper Explorer package, which included a skywalk and the Icefield adventure. Advanced booking was necessary, and the only road to the site is the Icefield Parkway Highway. Unfortunately, we encountered an accident on the highway en route, causing a 2-hour delay. Fortunately, we were near the beautiful Bow Lake, so we took the opportunity to soak up the breathtaking scenery while waiting. Fed by meltwater from the surrounding glaciers, the lake's distinctive blue-green hue and vast surface area of 3.21 square kilometers make it a must-visit destination in the Banff National Park. Despite missing our tour time due to the accident, the accommodating staff at the Columbia Icefield allowed us to reschedule our visit. The Icefield is fed by various glaciers, including the popular Athabasca Glacier, which visitors can walk on or explore via an Ice Explorer tour. Accessing the Icefield involves taking the steepest commercial road, providing an exhilarating experience. We had approximately 40 minutes to walk on the glacier before heading back to the Columbia Icefield Discovery Center to catch a shuttle to the skywalk. The skywalk is a 1,300-foot or 400-meter glass-bottom walkway extending over the Sunwapta Valley. It offers visitors spectacular panoramic views of the surrounding mountain, valleys, and glaciers. The walkway is made entirely of glass and steel, and walking onto the glass-bottom platform provides unobstructed views of the valleys and mountains. It's definitely not for the faint-hearted. The story behind the skywalk's construction is fascinating and worth reading about if you're here. After we completed our skywalk visit, we drove for 2 hours to our next accommodation in Hinton, where we spent 3 nights at Twin Pine Inn and Suite for $325. We chose this hotel because it's only an hour's drive from the town of Jasper, which we plan to explore for the next 2 days. Regarding Jasper, I must say I was slightly underwhelmed, and although we had planned to spend 2 days exploring, I believe 1 day would have sufficed. Our adventure began with a scenic hour-long drive from Hinton to the highly rated Moraine Canyon Trail in Jasper. The trail is a collection of paths that lead through the Moraine Canyon, a spectacular gorge formed by the Moraine River. With steep walls, waterfalls, and rapids, it is a popular spot for hikers, sightseers, and photographers. There are several parking spots along the trail, with Bridge 1 and Bridge 5 being the 2 primary ones. Additional parking spots are available at Bridges 2, 3, and 4, providing access to various parts of the trail. We began our hike at Bridge 5 and made our way to Bridge 1, which, although not too challenging, felt quite lengthy, taking us about 2 to 3 hours to complete. Our plan was to dine at the Moraine Canyon Wilderness Kitchen, but it was closed due to a recent Jasper fire. We then decided to check out the 6th Bridge, which was a bit further from our initial starting point, so we drove there in under 10 minutes. After exploring the town of Jasper and grabbing lunch, we made our way to our final cruise, the Moraine Lake Cruise. On our way, we stopped at Medicine Lake, which was a stark reminder of the recent forest fires that had left many trees dead. It was definitely a sight that differed from everything we had seen before. The Moraine Lake Cruise took about an hour and provided an opportunity to disembark at Spirit Island for a brief 5-minute trail. We also had ample of time to enjoy the back deck of the boat, and I must say that I preferred this cruise to the Minnewaca one. If you're looking to save money and only do one cruise, I suggest this one. After an eventful day, we headed back to Hinton for dinner. Although we weren't on a food tour, we did visit the Canadian Stakeout, which had great food at a decent price. If you're ever in Hinton, I highly recommend checking this place out. On our second day in Jasper, we headed to the Jasper Skytram, where tickets were about $60 per person. The Skytram is an aerial cable car that takes visitors up the Whistler Mountain, providing breathtaking panoramic views of the surrounding mountains, valleys, and glaciers. It's one of the highest and longest aerial trainways in Canada. For the adventurous, hiking up the mountain is also an option. We had lunch at the Summit Cafe, and the prices were reasonable. Although there isn't much to do at the Skytram, you can enjoy it for about 1 to 2 hours. Since we didn't spend as much time as we anticipated in the Skytram, we had an impromptu hot spring at the Mayeti Hot Spring, which is an hour's drive away. It's similar to the Banff Hot Spring, and they offer towel and bathing suit rentals for $2 if needed. If I could redo the trip, I would allocate only 1 day to Jasper. The following day, we visit the must-see attractions, Athabasca Falls and Peyto Lake, before making our way back to Calgary. These locations have free parking, and Athabasca Falls is particularly impressive due to the volume of water that flows through it. Be sure to check out the lower canyon for more stunning views. Peyto Lake, on the other hand, is famous for its turquoise color, which is caused by rock flowers suspended in the water from the melting glaciers above. It's a 2-hour drive from Athabasca Falls, but its vivid turquoise water make it a memorable and picturesque stop. We spent our final night at the Acclaim Hotel, which is a 5-minute drive from the Calgary airport and costs about $140 per night. They even have a jacuzzi available for guests, and a shuttle takes you from the hotel to the airport. Finally, we flew to our next destination, Vancouver. If you found this video helpful in planning your trip, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any questions for how we plan our Vancouver trips or any other travel tips, please let me know in the comments below. See you guys next time!